Welcome to SideShow Lounge, the happiest place in my pants. Tonight's guests are the director of the KRFYN City Players, Dan Skin, and the last survivor of the American Civil War, Lance General Beauregard Regardbo. I'm Brian Hansen, along with Pontius Pilates and Sam Wolf. Everything is puppies and cookies on a day like this.
I'm Sam Wolf.
And I'm Pontius Pilates. Call me Ponch. Brian, you're in a good mood, I see.
Oh, you bet I am. I have a package waiting for me.
I'm not judging, but gross.
Mind out of the filthy, Sam. There's a parcel in my office I can't wait to open.
Brian, I have to admit, I like seeing you this happy. Why don't you go and get the package and open it on the air? Or is it something you want to keep under wraps? Get it?
Yeah, Punch, I'm going to let that groaner of a pun go this time because I think you're right. So I'm going to go do that. Take over, Sam. I'll be right back.
Wait! Dang it, he's gone.
What's wrong?
Every time he leaves you in charge, you say something weird.
Nah, I'm a radio professional. I got it handled.
Okay, take the helm, Sulu.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax as I strum this balalaika and croon you a song my babushka used to sing to me when I was but a Doro Yaga.
Sam, a couple of points. 1, you're not holding anything to strum, and 2, you're not of Russian extraction.
Only one of those appears to be a problem.
See what I mean? Weird. Look, just let me...
Okay, I'm back. Look at it, Ponch. Just, wow. Gaze at its beauty. Sam, isn't it a thing of wonder?
I guess I wonder what's inside. It sure is a big package.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, no more getting on me for those.
Hear that, everybody? No more getting on Ponch for the big package.
You were giddy. Just open the damn thing.
Okay, here we go. And here it is.
Whoa! What is that?
Ponch, any guesses?
Brian, it says ham radio right on the box.
Oh, so it does. One for you. Okay, let me just open it and see. And voila. Oh, shit.
What?
It's a ham radio.
Yeah, it said so on the box.
No, Ponch. I mean, it's literally a ham radio. Look, it's made of ham.
Well, that seller's going to receive poor feedback. Smells like Christmas, though.
Brian, I'm sorry you got cheated.
What the hell? I paid over $900 for this thing.
Let's have it for lunch.
Not now, Sam.
The workmanship is amazing. I mean, that looks like a real radio, albeit ham-colored. But the detail is astonishing. Do the knobs and dials move and stuff?
Well, yeah, sure, but what different? Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, I sure did. Mess with the dials some more.
I think something's coming in.
What the hell is that?
Hello, Posh. I finished filling your shoes with seawater, and I was wondering...
Igor, we're a bit busy right now.
Oh, okay. Listen to the porcine subspace level 6, I see.
To what?
Oh, that's a broadcast from the pig dimension. Did somebody get a ham radio?
The pig dimension?
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, I know I'm going to regret asking this, but what exactly is the pig dimension?
It's a dimension of space, time, bacon that is populated entirely by pigs and pig-like beings known as the porculons.
And you know this how?
But the one time, Dr. Master made a machine, you know. It was only supposed to turn me into a plant for about 24 hours, but instead, it sent me on a 19-week trip through the several dimensional planes, trains, and autoeroticas.
Why do we even talk to you?
To help stave off the lonelies.
So, Igor, can you translate what's coming over the radio?
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
Well, and more importantly, though, how did this thing even get here? Why is it reaching the pig dimension? And where the hell's the radio I bought?
Oh, you're just full of questions, aren't you, cutie? So, firstly, sometimes mail has a way of crossing the Einstein-Rosen bridge. Everybody knows that. Secondly, there must be an isophalonic delta band Montreal exposure. That's the only thing I can think of that would cause a tune into the pig dimension. I know.
What's so funny?
Well, the guy on the radio just told a joke about cracklings, but, I mean, you had to be there.
Okay, aside from the fact that pig beings talking about pork cracklings is disturbing, this is an amazing opportunity to contact another race of living things. Think of the boon to mankind.
Well, they smell pretty bad, Posh. Kind of like, mayonnaise, feet, and baby aspirins, and a hat.
No, you know what? That doesn't matter because...
Sam, what are you doing?
No, Sam, stop eating the...
I couldn't help myself, guys. The aroma of holiday ham was just too overwhelming.
Damn it, Sam, we had a real opportunity here.
Actually, it is pretty delicious, Punch.
You too, Bryant? See, this is why I'm a vegan. Carnivorous behavior leads only to barbarism. Because of your meat lust, we lost a chance to contact an alien race. You two disgust me.
Brian, hand me the mustard.
Let's go to commercial.
The badgers are loose, people, and you're going to be sorry when they eat your face off. But if you come to me and pay a nominal cost, I can make sure your face stays intact. I'm Brian Hansen, and I've invented this thing that keeps badgers in their place. I'd like to tell you exactly what the device is, but my lawyers tell me that's proprietary information for now. But let's just say that when I unleash the device, I can stop a badger in its tracks and make it the docile, cuddly creature you dream about after consuming Mexican beer and designer drugs. How much do I charge for this service? I thought you'd never ask. On my website, www.hansenbadgerdevice.kill, you'll find a list of fees, one of which I'm sure will fit into your budget. And after all, can you really put a price on the safety of your children? Of course not. But if you could, well, you'd be some sort of sicko or bucktail. Anyway, my family's gonna live, so why shouldn't yours too? The badgers will be here soon, so don't get your face eaten off. Call me at 555-SAVE-FACE. That's 555-SAVE-FACE. What numbers are those? Figure it out for yourself. I've got badgers to stop.
Prostitution may not be legal in the bi-state area, but soup sure is. Actually, prostitution may be legal too. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, back to the soup. The Broth Brothel is a downtown restaurant that makes and serves over 100 varieties of delicious soups, broths, chowders, and stews. Located in a converted whorehouse at the corner of Cherry and Galena, the Broth Brothel boasts the second cleanest dining room in all of our fine city. Do you like soups with saucy names? See what I did there? Soup and sauce are kind of like the same thing. I can make pretty good jokes. I don't care what my parole officer says. Try the Broth Brothel's French tickler onion soup or bone and bacon. The clam chowder speaks for itself. But the Broth Brothel isn't just soup. No, they have chili and cornhole bread, prime rib with horseradish spread, coq au vin, and of course, pussy pot pie. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. If you mention you heard this ad on SideShow Lounge, you'll get 6% off your next meal. Won't you pull your wad out of your wallet and head on into the Broth Brothel today? You'll be glad you came.
And we're back. And if you're just joining us, Sam and I just ate 50% of a radio. Anyway, our first guest is the director of the Our Fine City Players. Ponch, if you would.
Thank you, Brian. In the studio is director Dan Skin. May I call you Dan?
Please do. Oh, aren't you a powerful little pile of muscle and sinew?
Thank you. So, Dan, tell us about the Our Fine City Players and what you do at the theater.
I am creative director and chief muffin baker for the entire theater complex. I also choose which shows we perform, audition and hire the troupe, and even write some of the one-act plays.
I've seen a few shows at the theater, and I must say I'm impressed by the work you do. I especially liked a production I saw last year of God's Little Raisins.
Oh, my, yes. That was quite a show. We actually had a Broadway actor with us in that one, Scott Butternugget. He played Tabasco, the lighthouse matron.
A bravura performance.
Do you sing or do stage moving? I mean, you're quite the specimen. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
No, I'm not an actor.
I could tutor you and get you ready for the stage in no time. Have you ever seen Whatever Happened to Sergeant Pumperman?
I have. My high school did 3 performances before they were shut down by the school board for indecency.
Damn depressors. Well, I think you'd make a fine Corporal Spanking in that show. May I consider you a candidate? We're doing the play next season.
You know what? Why not? I'll give it a try. I'm up for anything once.
Really?
Well, almost anything. I won't eat meat.
What a shame.
So, Dan, what can we expect next from the Our Fine City Players?
Well, in 2 months, we're opening a new production of Andrew Lloyd Pushman's hit musical, Jesus and Judas, The Kiss Heard Round the World. It stars Jubelo Flandangos as Judas and Matt Finish as the Son of God.
Well, I, for one, will be sure not to miss it.
Wow, that sentence was all over the place. You're a rebel. Ooh.
Unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Dan, for stopping by.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, Make sure to head over to the Leopold KRFYN Theater Complex and check out the KRFYN City Players.
We'll be back right after this.
Jesus Gracia, owner and operator of Jesus Menswear in KRFYN City. I've been selling fine men's clothing in the KRFYN City Garment District for over 40 years, and I've made my reputation by offering quality apparel at competitive prices. Do you need a robe for a bar mitzvah, or perhaps some sandals for your walk across the desert? I've got everything you'd require. Come in and check out the wonderful wall of accessories. I have sackcloth and ash and cummerbunds and hats with silk bands. You'd be sinning by going anywhere else for your suits, ties, cufflinks, and gloves. Next month is our sale on the mount, where I'll be crucifying prices and turning pennies into penny loafers and fishes. I'll walk on water to make you a deal, so Gethsemane yourself in here and grab all the bargains you can. Remember, I used to be a carpenter, so I'll have no trouble building up your image. Jesus' Menswear at the corner of Cherry and Galena. Hosanna for sure.
Recently, my doctor told me I was eating too many eggs. I guess half a dozen each morning was a bit over the top, but I had to cut my consumption of them considerably. But I love eggs so goddamn much that I didn't know what I was going to do. I prayed to whatever I believe in to help me, and do you know what? On a trip to Ridleyville for a midnight showing of Thundercrapper, I found myself getting hungry for omelets. So I stepped into a diner and asked if they had any egg substitute. To my surprise, the counterman said that he could make me an omelet with something just as delicious as eggs, but with no eggs at all. And he was right. That omelet was as delectable as a fistful of angel blood. What was it made of? Eggs! Eggs are the amazing new artificial egg substance that are made completely of ham and ham byproducts. And do they taste like ham? Sure. What are you, an idiot? Of course they do. I just told you they're ham. And who wouldn't take pork over a bunch of shitty eggs? I told my doctor about my change in diet and he said I wasn't doing any better, so I got a new doctor. Problem solved. Eggs! Scramble up some for any meal. Oink, bitches.
Welcome back. Brian and Ponch are in our guest booth with a very special visitor. Guys, if you would.
Thank you, Sam. With us this evening is the last survivor of the American Civil War. Please welcome Lance General Beauregard Regardbow.
Thank you so much for having me here, gentlemen.
General Regardbow, I cannot tell you what an honor it is to meet you.
Well, thank you kindly, Mr. Pilates.
I'm quite sincere, sir. You are a living legend. It doesn't matter which side you fought for. You, sir, are simply a man of history.
Son, I do appreciate your unctuous attitude. It does my old heart good to know that young folk today can still suck up with the best of them.
General, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in the fall of 1835 to a sharecropper named Trapezoidus Regardbow and his wife, Jezebeth.
1835. Wow, that would make you...
178 years old in October. Or do you young'uns call it October now?
So, how old were you when you went off to war?
I was 25. Had a wife named Macedonia and a little girl we called Pearl Onion. I loved that child so. Had her mother's chin. She was 11 when I left the homestead to fight the Yankee.
Well, she sounds lovely. It must have been hard to leave your family, though, especially knowing that you might not return.
Oh, it was. Seeing the tears in my wife's eyes as I rode off on our horse Wedgwood made me want to run back to the house and make love to her one last time.
That is so sweet.
She was a carpetbagger, you know.
A northerner.
No, I mean she liked to be set down upon in a mouthly fashion. I would use my...
So, Lincoln and muskets and stuff, yeah?
I was a lieutenant private in the 1st Georgia Manassas, and my regiment traveled all the way across the country, chasing them bluebellies with each step.
History teaches us that there was a Civil War battle fought right here in our fine city.
That is true, and I was there. It was called Typhoid Acres then, and the fight took place on what's now known as Lake Watermoccasin. The Battle of Snake Lake, we referred to it at the time. Boys would take turns walking out onto the lake. It was so full of serpents you could stride over their heads like a solid floor. One bite and you'd die a horrible, painful, screaming, blood-boiling death.
Then why take the chance of walking across them?
Ever been hit with a musket ball?
Point taken.
And in those days, Typhoid Acres was as divided as the country.
You mean our fine city supported both sides of the Civil War?
Not bad, son. You cleared that up nicely. Yes, this town was absolutely confused. But it made it as easy for us as well as the Union boys to come into Typhoid Acres and find a friend or two. In fact, the dividing line of loyalties ran directly down the middle of Central Street. There used to be a couple of competing bordellos at that time.
My great-grandcousin told me about them. Miss Hordelia's Comfort Palace in Slitsville.
You would know that.
That's right. Them Union boys would hole up in Slitsville while we would stay at Miss Hordelia's, right at the corner of Cherry and Galena Streets. As a matter of fact, the proximity of the two establishments made it easy to show the enemy who was who at a moment's notice.
So you fought here in town?
Oh, yes, indeedy. After several hours of having disgusting relations with prostitutes, we'd walk over to the windows and blast away at the other brothel. And the bluebellies would send volleys our way. It was a glorious thing to behold.
Fascinating. Was anyone killed?
Not by gunfire, but one of our young men, a Private Meducas Hopwaddle, suffered a fatal case of ruptured penis during a rather vigorous session with Ambrosia Snapcratty.
Well, General, I wish we could talk to you forever. You certainly are an amazingly interesting person. But we have to bring this segment to a close, I'm afraid.
Would you please come back and visit us again?
Oh, if I'm still alive, I will most assuredly.
Oh, please don't talk like that, sir.
I'm just joshing you, boy. I ain't never gonna die. Made a deal with the devil in 1864, and now I can never go to my final reward. I just age is all. Now that's a definition of hell. Oh, a bone fell out of my body.
Well, thank you again, General Beauregard Regardbo. We'll be back after these messages.
I'm Big Bubba,
And I'm Little Shaver.
and we're here to introduce Hornies' new Quad Pickler
We take 4 of our original Hornies burgers,
and jam 'em on a pike.
then cover them in batter and deep fry the whole shebang in some kind of fat.
And while they're piping hot, we add the cheese.
9 different cheeses.
That's 4 pounds of meat, 4 pounds of pickles, 2 pounds of bun.
And 9 pounds of cheese, plus a wooden stick.
Ooh, that's powerful good.
And with a coupon, it's just 99 cents.
Sing it! Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on down to Hornies, come on down to Hornies, come on down to Hornies, home of the pickle burger.
Comachinga County is using so much electricity that Toxichem has burnt out 2 of the 14 nuclear power stations that line the Brown Hills. This is what's being called a crunchy crisis. With usage increasing and the loads getting heavier, Comachinga County and Bi-State Power and Light are being forced to institute a series of grayouts that will cut power by 42% to most homes and businesses without warning. The only groups exempt from these cuts are Toxichem headquarters and Salty's Seaman Sloop and Grill. Congratulations on winning the power lottery, guys. Grayouts will begin in as little as when I am done with this public service announcement. Wait for it. Okay, I guess we're good. Remember, to help keep the lights on, set your thermostat to 87 degrees and don't use appliances for more than 9 minutes per day. Shower with a friend, place a brick in your toilet, brush back and forth, and never touch a dead clown. If we work together, we can get through this crunchy crisis without too many deaths. A message from Bi-State Power and Light, your BS pal. Welcome back. Guys, this show's been one for the books.
What books?
I'll say. Our guests were spectacular and really interesting. Is there anything else we could possibly do tonight?
Hey, I'm glad you asked that, Ponch, because... No, I'm exhausted. I just want to go home. Wayneson, please dispatch the Hanson Bird too.
Immediately, sir.
The what?
Well, my ride's here. See you guys next week. I'm Brian Hanson.
Wow! I'm Sam Wolf.
And I'm Ponch Pilates.
Good
Good
night.
Good
night.
night.
SideShow Lounge is produced by Hello Cowboy Productions. All rights reserved. Join us next week when we interview Val Kilmer.
Hello, cowboy!
Oh, a bone fell out of my body.